So in my last blog about using bands to assist in your weight training, I was talking about how adding bands is kind of like adding more gravity to the bar rather than adding more weight. The whole concept is you use bands when you're trying to make the weight lower faster than gravity would pull it down by itself. This would be useful if you're training something like your stretch short cycle. Say you're trying to get better at bouncing out of the bottom of a squat, you're trying to get better at jumping where there's some kind of dynamic stretch short cycle involved. Or say you're trying to get faster at getting under a weight. Imagine you're doing a clean, right? You're getting it up as high as you can. You don't have any bands on the bar. You're going to have a certain amount of time before gravity pulls that bar back down to the ground. And get yourself underneath it and stand it back up, right? Well, how do you get faster once you've gotten as fast as you can get with gravity alone? Extra weight is not going to do it. I'm going to show you a few examples of why. You put a band on that bar, it's going to pull the bar down faster than gravity would alone. All of a sudden, you have way less time to get under the bar, and it produces very, very, very fast athletes. You do a little bit of band training, something like a clean or a jerk, then all of a sudden you go back to an empty bar and you find that getting under that weight is no problem anymore whatsoever. I'm going to just illustrate a couple of just general physics principles as to why this works. I'm going to show a couple examples of accommodating resistance that you may have seen before. I'm also going to link to some other videos of people actually using bands in training, so you can kind of put this all together mentally so you can see what I'm trying to talk about. All right, so for my first example, I've got two 2.5 pound plates here. Gravity will pull these two weights down at the same rate. I'm going to drop them from over this bar. They're going to hit the ground at the same time, more or less, right? And if they don't, it's really because of my fault. Over here. Yeah, same time. All right, so next, I've got that same 2.5 pound plate in one hand, got 10 pounds in the other. This is 4 times heavier than this, but they're still going to hit the ground at the same time. Mass has no effect on the speed of travel when you're relying on gravity to do your movement. So, holding it at the same height, more or less, and same time. All right, so a lot of people like to use chains for accommodating resistance. And that means, the farther up in the lift you're getting, the more chain you're picking up off the ground, the heavier it's going to be. Now, this is accommodating resistance. That means the mass changes throughout the range of motion, but the speed does not change. Gravity is going to pull every bit of this chain down and this weight just as fast as it pulls this one down. This thing's probably about 4 times heavier than this. Got a chain on it for accommodating resistance, but I hold the same mass, the same height. These plates are going to hit the ground at the same time. And all right, this is where things get interesting. We've attached a band to one of these 2.5 pound plates. The other 2.5 pound plate, nothing on it. This one is going to hit the ground way faster than this one. All right, it's an example. We're adding bands to that weight. It's like adding more gravity. That equation, F equals ma, force equals mass times acceleration. You change weight, you add chains, you're adding mass in that relationship. But you're adding bands, you're affecting the acceleration of gravity. So instead of that gravity pulling down at 9.8 meters per second squared, it's been pulling down a lot faster. I'm going to show you right here. And way faster. So we can see things like a squat, where you're really trying to work on that change of direction speed. Bands are going to be your friend. They're going to help pull you down faster than gravity can alone. It's going to help you break through those speed plateaus. Getting under a weight in a squat jerk or a split jerk, something like that, where you have to get under that weight. The bar's going down faster, you're going to have less time to get under it. You're going to have to learn to move faster. And that's why these bands are so useful in speed work.